Today we focus for specific programs for healthcare professionals, and we are going to run the next presentation, guys, for some technology, IT spheres, some engineering, and other technician program. And later on, during our fair in October, we will run the few webinars as well about all other program. Business and college have a numbers of interesting program. But today we specifically focus for healthcare.
So thank you for reiterating that yes, we will be focusing mostly on the health programs. I'll give you a very quick overview about us, and then also we'll go through the health program in specific. So I think one thing I want to highlight about Edmonton, which probably a lot of people don't know, that Edmonton is one of the most affordable big city in Canada. I'm not sure how many of you know this, but this is something that makes NorQuest and Edmonton a very desirable place because it's one of the most affordable city. So that's why I'm highlighting here, Edmonton is one of the most affordable city in Canada. And this is how the downtown Edmonton looks like, because I'm showing you downtown Edmonton because our campus is located in downtown Edmonton. So we are very centrally located. We have a train system, we have bus system. So no matter which part of the city you live, you can easily commute to downtown because it's very centrally located in the business center of the city. And Edmonton is a big city. It's not a small city. There are only 6 big cities in Canada with more than 1 million population. And Edmonton is one of them. Edmonton has roughly 1.4 to 1.5 million people. So it's not a small city. It's spread out in like 60 to 70 kilometers area. And Edmonton is Canada's 5th largest city. Okay. And our campus is located in downtown. We do have 2 campuses, but we're not going to talk about a second campus because that is in another city called Wetaskiwin, which is 100 kilometers outside of Edmonton. We are going to mainly focus on downtown campus. Now, something I just want to highlight because, why should somebody come to Edmonton? What are the benefits of Edmonton and Alberta? So I'm not sure how many of you know, but Alberta is one of the most affordable province in Canada. So I know right now a lot of you are in Canada and you're already observing things are getting a little bit expensive here. So inflation rate are high, the rental costs are going up. So a lot of people are moving to Alberta from other provinces, mainly because of the advantage of cost of living. And the one big thing which hits everyone is cost of living, your accommodation, where you're going to live. So just to give you an idea, a 1-bedroom apartment in downtown Edmonton, you can get anywhere from $900 to $1,100. A 1-bedroom fully for you, which is unheard of other big cities. Like if you compare with Toronto, Vancouver, it may be around $2,500. So the cost of living in Edmonton is like less than 50% of what you're going to pay to the other major cities. So that's one of the big benefits of Edmonton. And Edmonton is also one of the most affordable cities in the world, among the top 10 most affordable city. And it's also one of the most affordable big city in Canada. Now, on top of accommodation, taxes are also less. There's only 5% tax. So anything you're buying, grocery, food, pen, laptop, car, house, anything you're buying in Alberta, you have to pay only 5% tax. Whereas in other provinces, you have to pay 13, 12%. So it's one big advantage because I live in Edmonton, I know, and I've lived in Vancouver. So I compare, it's really, really affordable here. So that's the reason I made the move because things are a little bit cheaper here and I can survive. And the cost of living is great. So low cost of living, accommodation, low sales tax definitely makes Edmonton and Alberta as one of the most affordable province. I think somebody had an echo, but anyways, I think we'll probably mute them and then we'll not have an echo. I think the other thing, which again, I'm not sure whether you're interested in that, but also Alberta has an easy image. And I think right now the Alberta has a great immigration program. So even if you're on QAT work permit and you want to get a permanent residency in Canada, the provincial nominee program, it's called Alberta Advantage Immigration Program. It acknowledges that, the QAT work permit holders can also apply for permanent residency in Alberta. So it's easy to get immigration in Alberta as compared to other provinces I'm comparing. Now, Alberta also has a lot of job opportunities. It's not a saturated province in terms of economy. It's the fastest growing province. It has the higher GDP growth rate, and there are a lot of jobs. So if you're a health worker, again, you're going to talk today about health worker. There are a lot of jobs in health in Alberta. We are having shortage right now. And that's the main reason why we are running this webinar, because there's a huge shortage of health workers. And if you're a health worker, yes, you should make a move to come to Alberta, because there's a lot of job opportunities here. And not only it's limited to health, you have a lot of jobs in STEM, like science, technology, information technology, social work, education, hospitality, tourism, retail, wholesale trade. So there are a lot of jobs in Alberta right now, and students who come here, are able to find job because there are opportunities here right now. And in terms of the income, the minimum wage in Alberta is very competitive. It's around $15 an hour minimum. And because also in Alberta, there's a little bit less taxes on the provincial income tax. So because of that, Albertans earn higher, and also wages are higher. Like even in my profession, if I'm a manager here in Alberta and I'm a manager in BC or other province, the wages are higher in Alberta. So because of that, people in Alberta make more money. So that's why their weekly earnings are higher, their family incomes are higher. So to summarize it, is that now why Edmonton? Because it's a place where you can earn more money because wages are higher. It's a place where you will spend less money because cost of living is less, income tax is less. There are a lot of employment options. It's a growing economy. And also it also has an easy immigration pathway if that's what you're looking eventually to permanently settle in Canada. So it has all those components that makes any destination very attractive to the students. Okay, so this is pretty much how our campus looks in downtown. So this is an actual picture of our campus, and you can see we are surrounded by high rises on the sides. So we are very strategically located pretty much in the center of the city. So it's a very accessible campus in that way. Now, a little bit about the history of NorQuest. I know you saw that video. It gave you some idea that we were established in 1965. We are a public college, and we are the only public community college in Edmonton. So that's why we call ourselves Edmonton's Community College. We are one of the largest public funded community college in Alberta. We serve over 16,000 learners. And if we include our continuing studying students, then it's total 21,000 students who study with us. We do have around 3,500 international students. We are very diverse. We have students from more than 100 countries, more than 70 languages spoken. And also Edmonton has a huge Ukrainian community. So historically, there have been a lot of Ukrainians who've been living in Edmonton. And also, in Edmonton, we are very diverse. So 40% of the city's population are immigrant, like people like me who were not born in Canada, but now are Canadian citizen. So it's a very, very diverse community in that sense. So you'll see that you're very accepted, no matter from what background you come, because it's a very multicultural environment in the college and even outside in the city. So it's a very, very open and very welcoming and inclusive city and institution. Now, what makes NorQuest unique? So again, I think what makes us unique is that our programs, what we offer, they are in-demand programs. So today we are going to highlight on health program. They are very high demand programs. So there are huge employment opportunities after that. And also all our programs are practical. So it's not just we're giving you education and sitting in class, but you're going actually and working in the field. And we have a department called Career Center who will find the practicum for you. So you're getting education and you're also going to organization to get some work experience. And a lot of time students build that network with the employer, because when you're going and working in a hospital, working in a pharmacy clinic, you build connection with people. And then they say, oh, I like you. When you graduate, come and work for me. So sometimes students get hired through their internship, or we call them clinical practicum. And also, if you don't get hired by the same organization, at least you have some Canadian experience in that field of study. So you can put on your resume, and when you're looking for a job, you can say, I've got a Canadian education and I've got some Canadian experience in the same field through my internship. Now that will give you a platform to get a job. And also we have careers fairs that we organize within our city. And again, NorQuest is known for its health program for a long time. So sometime Alberta Health Services, which is a big employer for health professionals here in Alberta, they come and attend our career fairs. And then they are, they hire a lot of people through that career fairs. So there is that opportunity as well. So overall, our students have a very high employment rate. 95% of our students are able to find job within 6 to 9 months of graduation. And I would say in health program, it could be even more because they are such high demand programs. Okay. So again, we do have various programs: health, business, environmental science, technology, arts and science, what we call community. We even have foundation program, and we have a lot of Ukrainians who are also studying ESL program with us, or link program, because they have to improve their English. So we have all those things. We have Alberta's largest ESL program also. So if you think my English is not there, I probably need to improve my English and then get into health program. Yes, we do have the option as well. And we do offer in-house and within our college ESL program that will help you to improve your English before you enter into the program. So this is just to give you just a quick overview of all these faculties. We have business, environmental, community, health, and then foundation, but we are going to mainly focus on health in this webinar. And then we'll have maybe another presentation where we'll go over all the programs, but we have very popular programs like business administration, accounting, administrative professionals, supply chain, food and beverage, business analysis. In environment, we have environmental technician, energy, artificial intelligence, data science. In community, we have early learning, child and youth care, social work, disability, criminal justice, addiction recovery, mental health. Then health, we have nursing, pharmacy. Then we have healthcare aid, recreation therapy, interdisciplinary therapy. And then in foundation, we have ESL, bridging, if you need to improve your English. So we have all different kind of programs. And we have arts and science also. If somebody say, I want to do a bachelor's in a prestigious university, they can study 2 years with us. And then they can move to University of Alberta, which is among the top 5 universities. So we have partnership with them. So a lot of our programs transfer to University of Alberta as well. So these are some of the very popular programs that we have. Business is very popular, early learning is very popular, healthcare aid, nursing, mental health, professional certificate, machine learning, environmental, energy, arts and science, social work, ESL, bridging. These are very popular programs among international, but I'm going to take you to the, I would say, health programs now. So we'll start with the nursing program. So nursing program is a very, very high demand program. NorQuest has Canada's largest nursing program. So if you compare with any college in Canada, NorQuest has one of the largest nursing program. And right now, Alberta is having a shortage in nurses. So Alberta is looking for nurses, and there is high, I would say, probability of you getting a job once you graduate. If you do a nursing program, very high probability of getting a job, because the programs are really, really, I would say, in demand and all that. Now we have 3 intakes, for the nursing diploma, but right now we are not offering it in spring. It's only for domestic student. We're offering in fall and winter. Now the tuition fee, I'm just mentioning here just for 1 year. Again, it's not for 2 years. It's roughly between 18 to 22,000 per year. And again, if you include it total, it's roughly around 45,000 for 2 years. Again, this is an international tuition fee, but if you're looking at domestic tuition fee, which I should have mentioned here, I think I mentioned only the international tuition fee. I can probably go back to the website and I'll show you the domestic. So you can disregard the tuition fee because this is international tuition fee. And we are going to look at in domestic tuition fee because that is what we are mainly focused here. And again, the requirement is that you must have studied English, maths, and biology. So you must have studied English, maths, and biology, or if you're coming from Ukraine, you must have studied Ukrainian, your native language, and we'll accept that equivalent to the English. Then, of course, maths is a maths. You must have studied maths and biology as a course. And then we require the IELTS score of 7.5 in listening, 7 in speaking, 6.5 in reading, 7 in writing. And again, the average salary once you graduate from a nursing program is roughly around 48,000. It's around $30 per hour. So that's an average salary a person, a nurse, make in Alberta, which is higher if you compare with other provinces. But again, the main thing is that we will look at your transcript and we say, okay, did you study in your high school Ukrainian, maths and biology? You say yes, okay, fine. Then you probably may get in. And then the other thing we'll look at is whether you've done an IELTS or TOEFL exam. If you have IELTS 7.5 in listening, 7 speaking, 6.5 reading, 7 writing, great. If you have not done it, then you have to do ESL program. And then once you reach to the ESL 1860 that you see here, 1861, you do those 2 courses with 50%, then you can enter this program. So this is again a very high demand program. Then we have another program. This is called Practical Nursing for Internationally Educated Nurses. We have 3 intakes. We have fall, winter, and spring. So if you, any one of you are a doctor, a nurse, a pharmacist, medical lab technician, anything, even biotechnology, microbiology, those kind of backgrounds, you can apply for this program. And this program, what we require is that you've done a diploma or a degree in health field. And here we have 2 admission requirements for English language. One is if you get 7.5 listening, 7 speaking, 6.5 reading, 7 writing, you can get directly into the program. But if you have a Duolingo 110, or you have IELTS 6 in all bands, then you have to do 1 semester of ESL courses. You have to study ESL courses for 1 semester to improve your English. And then the next semester, you will enter into the practical nursing diploma for internationally educated nurses. And again, this program has clinical placement, same like as the previous program, practical nursing diploma. And the difference, I think a lot of times students get confused. What is the difference between practical nursing diploma and practical nursing diploma for internationally educated nurses? The program I showed you in the previous slide, this one is mainly for high school students. So you can see we are looking for Ukrainian maths and biology. So it's mainly for high school students. But this program is mainly for mature applicants. So if you are a doctor, you're a nurse, and you are a medical lab technician, microbiologist, those kind of thing, and you say, okay, I'm already a professional in health, what is my option? So this is the best program for you because you're already a professional. And this program is built in that way that you can enter into the nursing program. And again, why nursing? Because as I mentioned before, there is a huge demand right now in the program. And we'll go through the tuition fee later because I think here we have just mentioned tuition fee of international. But again, for Ukrainian, it's going to be domestic tuition fee. So it's going to be a different tuition fee. Now we have here healthcare aid. This is a 1-year program. So if you're one of those students who say, well, I don't think I can study for 2 years. 2 years is too much. Long commitment. I cannot study for 2 years because the practical nursing diploma or practical nursing diploma for internationally educated nurses are 2-year program. Okay, if you think that is too long of a program, then you can take a healthcare aid. It's also a great program. It's also one of the largest. So we offer one of the largest healthcare aid program. So healthcare aids are those professionals who work in a hospital and they take care of the patient, and healthcare aid work under a nurse. So there's a healthcare aid, then there is licensed practical nurse, then there's a registered nurse, and then there is a doctor. So this is pretty much the hierarchy when you go into a hospital. If you go to emergency in any Canadian hospital, the first person who mostly come to see you is a registered nurse, and then eventually a doctor will come and see you. And if you're admitted into a ward and you have to be taken care of, then the LPN licensed practical nurse and healthcare aid will be taking care of you while you are admitted into the hospital. So that's pretty much just to give you an idea what exactly these do. And there's a huge demand of healthcare aid. So just to give you an idea right now, again, unfortunately, it's not available for Ukrainian, but for other domestic students, the government is giving a lot of funding even to study this program. There's a huge demand. And here we only need that you have studied the Ukrainian language or you have studied English language. And the requirement here is IELTS 6 with no band less than 5.5 or a Duolingo score of 105. So if you have a Duolingo score of 105, you can get into this program. You study for 1 year and you get into a demand profession of healthcare aid. And there are lots and lots of jobs. And the average salary in this profession is roughly around 32,000 per year, which is not bad as a starting. And as you gain experience, yes, your salary goes up. You start around 18.53 per hour. This is an average salary, but again, it goes up as you gain experience. Okay. And again, after you graduate from healthcare aid, you have to write an exam also. And again, our students have a very high passing rate. You pass an exam and then you get a healthcare aid certificate, and then you can apply for those jobs. And we have placements, we have practicum in nursing and healthcare aid. So you're going actually and working in a hospital. So when you're in the nursing program, we'll take you to a hospital, you will take care of patient, you'll work under a supervision of nurse, same thing, healthcare aid, you'll go in a hospital, you'll work under supervision, and you will learn exactly what you have to do once you graduate. And sometimes students, get those networking done, and then sometimes they could get jobs through that, because these are very, very high demand occupations. Now, the other program I want to mention here is addiction recovery and mental health recovery practitioner. This is what we call allied health programs. And we offer addiction recovery in fall and mental health in winter intake. These are post-diploma programs. So only students with degree and diploma in health, human services, social work. Like, for example, if you are a professional who's done a degree or diploma in psychology, sociology, a nurse or doctor, and you say, well, I want to get into allied health. So yes, addiction recovery or mental health recovery is a great occupation to start in. And again, these programs are really, really high demand programs. The requirement here is that you must have a Duolingo score of 115 or IELTS score of 6.5 with no band less than 6. So mental health recovery, if you graduate, then you're able to enter into the mental health field. And again, unfortunately, there are a lot of people who have mental health issues. So you will be supporting those, working with health professional, could be a nurse, could be a doctor, and you are a practitioner who's doing all kind of therapies with them, making sure that their mental health stage is getting better. So you're a mental health practitioner. So you should be liking counseling. So you'll be doing a counseling. You'll be working with this patient, monitoring that they are recovering, their mental health stage is getting better as they're doing counseling with you. Same thing, addiction recovery. You will be entering the field of addiction rehabilitation. So some people have addiction problem, could be gambling, could be other things. So you will be helping those patients, working with health professional like nurse or a doctor, and then you are making sure that they are then counseling, they are recovering, they are doing all those kind of things. And again, there are practicums in these programs, and will teach you everything, how you will be working in that field. So these are also very high demand. Mental health is very high demand. Addiction recovery is very high demand. And you can see in addiction recovery, the average salary is around 62,000. And mental health, the average salary is around 41,000. This is just an average salary, how much people make. So these are high demand occupations that I'm highlighting. And this is another one. So this is just to give you an idea of a chart. So we do accept Duolingo. I know a lot of times students like Duolingo. So if you want to get into these health programs, as I mentioned, mental health, addiction recovery, we need Duolingo 115. If you want to get into practical nursing for internationally educated nurses, if you get 110 Duolingo, you have to do 1 semester of English, ESL courses, and then you will enter into the program. But if you get the TOEFL 94 or 7.5 listening, 7 speaking, 6.5 reading, 7 writing, then you can go directly into that. But we do have a bridging program option as well. And that option is available for you, and you can enter into that. But for the nursing program, we do not accept Duolingo. We only accept IELTS and TOEFL to get into the bridging. But for mental health and other programs and business programs, even if you have lower Duolingo, like 75 and 85, as you can see here, you can enter a bridging program. In the bridging program, you can improve your English. If you have to improve your English by doing ESL courses, or you have to do some academic upgrading courses like English, maths, biology. So you can do all those kind of things and then enter the main program. So that possibility is available. And this is how pretty much the bridging program works. I'll not go too much into detail into the admission requirement, but yeah, we do first come, first serve. So it's very important that you apply early. Right now, our applications are open for winter intake. Our applications are open for spring intake. So as I mentioned before, for winter intake, yes, we have posted on our website that we will be offering domestic tuition fee. For spring and fall, we are still deciding. And then once that information is public, then we'll inform our partner here. And then they can also share that information through the social media. But for now, winter 2024, we are offering domestic tuition fee. And then, yes, and then we have these options also. So if you apply to a certain program, like for an example, nursing program, and we find that you have not studied biology, and then you say, okay, I didn't study biology, though, what can I do? So in that case, we give you the option to write an online exam of biology. It's for free. We give you some preparation time. We give you some material to prepare from, and then you can write the exam, and you will give you 2 chances to write that exam. And then maybe if you pass it, you can get in the program as well. I'm going to skip this application process. Again, I'll skip this because our host here, they can guide you how to apply to the program. But the only thing I'll mention here is that our application fee is $155. And that some students have to pay. And then the documents will be sent to the admissions and NorQuest.ca. But in your case, you have to also submit your QAT work permit because then only the admission office will switch your tuition fee from international to domestic. So they have to see actually the proof that you came to Canada under QAT, not on a study visa. So once you show that, then yes, they will switch your tuition fee for winter intake from international to domestic. And once you get a offer letter, you have to pay $1,000 to confirm your seat, and the remaining fee you will pay when you start your program. So you don't have to pay until you start your program, and that's how this works. And this is our application deadlines. So you can see for winter, it's October 6th. For spring, it's around February 9th. And for fall, it's June 9th. So these are our application deadlines for international. But again, I know I think the way we are treating like Ukrainian students who came on QAT are international, but we're offering these international, foreign national, domestic fee. So even for you, this applies, but you don't need a study visa. So you can even apply later than that because we make that exception if a student is already in Canada on a study visa, or they're already here and they don't need a study visa. Even the students can apply after this deadline. So because you're already here in Canada, a lot of you on a QAT work permit. So in that way, this deadline does not apply that much because you're already here in Canada. Okay, and we do have some international scholarships. Again, we do have scholarship for domestic students as well. So you can apply for certain scholarships, but they're highly competitive in nature. But these are mostly for international students because you're already paying the tuition, domestic tuition. So this will not apply to you. But we do have the scholarships that you can apply for, which are open to all kind of students. And those are mostly academic based. So if you're performing well in your courses, you can reach out to our awards team once you're a student, and they can share with you where you can go and apply for scholarships. So there are certain scholarships available for all students. And this is just our immigration program. So for example, if you study a program like practical nursing diploma or practical nursing diploma for internationally educated nurses, or mental health addiction recovery, and if you're able to find a job in their field of study and you work for 6 months in that field of study, you can apply for immigration. You can permanently settle. So you just study either for 2 years or 1 year in those post-diploma program, and you work for 6 months in those profession, you can apply for immigration. So that's a way if you want to permanently stay here. Those are the options for you, how you can convert your work permit into a permanent residency. So because we have an easy immigration pathway, and then we have other options as well. We have rural renewal. There are smaller cities outside of Edmonton. If you go and work there, any kind of job, you work for 1 year, you can also apply for immigration through that. So there are various options for you. In Alberta is a little bit easier to get immigration because it's attracting more immigrants right now as compared to some other provinces. So it's a really, I would say, a great program if you say, okay, you know what, I've got a work permit for 3-4 years, but I want to permanently settle in Canada. This could be a good pathway for you. And we are on the Instagram. You can follow us on NorQuest International Instagram. And this is our contact information. But before I take question, I'm going to quickly share my screen, and I'm going to share the tuition fee, domestic tuition fee, because I think when I was sharing that, it was mostly the international tuition fee, which you must be thinking, oh, that's pretty high. So let me share with you my screen here of the website, and then we can look at the domestic tuition fee, because that is what will apply. So the programs which are available, I'm going to show those mostly. But if you are a doctor, you are a nurse, you are any kind of health profession who's done a degree or diploma, you can definitely apply for this program. Let me share my screen here. And this program is called Practical Nursing Diploma for Internationally Educated Nurses. We have a lot of seats available right now for winter intake. So I would encourage you to apply. And if you go here in the cost and courses, you can see here. So this is the domestic tuition fee. So it's around 16,000 Canadian dollars. And you can see how much it is per term. And you have to pay term by term. So the first term, you're paying $3,000. The next term, you're paying $5,000. The third term, you'll pay this much, and the fourth term, you'll pay this much. So this is how much you'll pay in total. And as I mentioned to you, that a person who graduates from this program and work as a nurse, you're making $48,000 on average, anywhere between $40,000 to $48,000. So pretty much what you have spent, you're going to earn back in your very first year, way more than in your very first year once you get a job. And right now, nursing are in a very high demand. And this is, and you can look for more information if you want to know more about the occupation. There is a link if you go on our website and you say, okay, I want to know what is the average salary, where that information is. If you go here and you click here on the occupation profile, it will take you to this website. And when you go onto this website, you can, so this is licensed practical nurse. So this is pretty safe. This is the average salary, 48,000. This much is the average salary. This is the average wage. The in demand is, the outlook is above average, which means it's a high demand profession. These many people are already working. These many are the new positions out there. So pretty much you can see the nursing is a very, very high demand profession. So you can find all the information on this website. I'll share you the tuition fee of a few other programs which we discussed, and then we'll take some questions because I wanted to share with you the tuition fee of the other program, which is for high school students. So if you go into the other program, and let me share my screen again. This is the practical nursing program that I showed you, which is for high school student. And again, if any one of you has your child who is done your high school and you think, okay, well, I want to get them into the profession, which is high demand. Yeah, they could take this program. This is around $18,000, pretty much, a little bit higher than the other one. And this is how much it's distributed in 5 terms, this program. That was 4-term program. And this is how much a domestic tuition fee is right now for this program. And same thing if you look for the other program like mental health recovery, we'll just you can search it here the way I'm searching. So you can search here and then it will give you the information here. So this is mental health recovery program, and you can see here also their cost. You go here at cost at courses, and then you will see the cost here. So this program is only $7,000. And this is only for 1 year, and you do it in 2 terms. And this program is available in winter intake right now. Okay. And then the other program, the addiction recovery program, is only offered in fall. So right now, we are not 100% sure that we will offer domestic tuition fee in fall 2024 for Ukrainian students, but we are still deciding that. But in this, if you look at the domestic tuition fee, it's around pretty much the same, 7,000 something. And this is again done in 2 terms. It's a 1-year program. And then once you graduate, you can work in addiction recovery. And this is for anyone who has a degree or diploma in health science, psychology, sociology, social work. If you've done any kind of those degrees, this is a great program for you to start in. Okay, so I'll stop sharing my screen. And then, yeah, we'll go to the questions if there's any questions out there.
You know, if you don't mind, I would like to emphasize a few things. First of all, why we love the NorQuest College, because you have opportunity to study even nursing online. And this is mental practitioner programs and addiction program. Both the program can be available through online platform as well. For most of the Ukrainians who now located, let's say, in Ontario, because the biggest Ukrainian community came there from the beginning. And if they would love to relocate it and they understand they can't make this in the next 2 months, they are not ready to relocate it for January. Okay, they can start the program online. And at the end of the program, they will relocate it, find a job, and everything will be much more easy. This is the one thing. And also, the opportunity in Alberta for Ukrainians is something unbelievable, not comparison to British Columbia, not comparison to Ontario. This is what we have from our experience, and the beneficial from the domestic tuition is what we even never imagined this for 25 years in the market. And even your presentation is not ready, because working for the international students and now give this opportunity for Ukrainians, this is an unbelievable support for what we are very, very thankful. And we have a few questions, if you don't mind, about the credits. And I already answer for these questions, just would like to emphasize for all our participants that our Ukrainian diploma, our high school diploma, is already evaluated through Canadian government. When we presented our school diploma, we don't need to work too much the credit by credit, because we already have this as a standard program in Ukraine. Everyone have Ukrainian, everyone have English or Germany or any other languages, and everyone have biology, math, and all other subjects, which is completely different from Canadian students. If they go into high school, they can choose just the, let's say, 4 or 5 subjects, depends where they going after that. Our students don't have this opportunity. They must take the 12 subject and they must graduate it with that from high school. This is why this question is, don't worry about that, guys. You need just demonstrate your high school diploma with great marks, because if your GPA is low, you can't be accepted. The GPA is what is the play role when you will be accepted, and level of English, of course. Without English, we can't study in any program in any colleges across Canada.
Yeah, no, definitely. I'll echo what you're saying, Irena. Yes, that, we do what we call high school equivalency. So if you've studied 12 years high school in Ukraine and you studied like a Ukrainian maths, biology, yes, we'll accept it and we'll equate it equivalent to what courses we have here. But yes, you need to have IELTS, TOEFL, or Duolingo. In majority of the program, we do accept Duolingo, but some programs like nursing, we do not accept Duolingo, with the exception of the practical nursing diploma for internationally educated nurses, where we accept, but they still have to do 1 semester of ESL. But yes, you have to write a Duolingo, IELTS, or TOEFL score in order to demonstrate your English language, yes.
And also would like to add that we provide now the code for Duolingo for free. We participate with the Duolingo organization for many years, and they provide now free Duolingo code for all our students. Yes, guys, what is the question? Please, if you would like to ask question personally, unmute your microphone and go ahead. If you would like to type, yes, please. Pani Svetlana, go ahead. Yes, question. You can
Hi,
unmute your microphone.
Okay. Hi, my name is Roxlana, and I have a question about specialist. If we already have recognition from Medical Council of Canada, I have. Of my diploma, do you have any bridge program for preparing myself for exam for medical exam or no? And maybe any bridge program that can help me to be in an aesthetic field or in an ultrasound field, and also something about maybe research program.
Okay, yeah, thank you for that question. So currently we are mostly focused on nursing for the bridging. So for example, as you mentioned that you're accredited by, or you're approved by the Canadian Medical Council, and I guess you're looking for a bridging program to become a doctor or a medical profession.
Yeah.
So no, yeah, we do not have that. As I mentioned, all our programs, we are mostly focused on nursing, interdisciplinary therapy, which is occupational physiotherapy, recreation therapy, speech therapy, addiction counseling, mental health counseling. So that's pretty much where the focus is. So we are not right now focusing on medical, like the medical in a sense, like a doctor or ultrasound or, those kind of things, radiologist. So that is something we do not have, but the other fields I mentioned, we do have pathways and programs to get into those professions. I hope I answered your question.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
Okay, guys, do you have some other questions?
Yes, could I ask, please? Or maybe somebody asked before.
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, thank you so much. So, for example, if we are living in Ontario and we will finish this university and the program of mental health, could I work after the university in this area, or I can work in each state, in each area?
Provinces, yeah. So I would say, yes, there is a possibility, yes, because most of the professions that we have, like, for example, the nursing profession. So I think any province, because the education is a provincial matter, so you have to be registered if you are working a professional in that province where you studied. So for example, you studied a nursing program or a mental health program, and if you want to be registered with an association who regulates that profession, that will be an Alberta association. Once you're registered with them and you are recognized with that provincial body where you have studied, then yes, then you can move to other province because the other provinces will accept you. So answering your question, if you want to study any program with us here, yes, you can start online as mentioned before, but for practicals and all that, you have to be here and you will be a registered professional here in this province, and then you have to make a move back if you want to go back to Ontario, because education is very provincial in nature. So you have to be accredited, approved in one province, and then you can do it. And it depends, it varies from occupation to occupation. Like for example, pharmacy is not a provincial association, it's a Canadian. So we have a Pharmacy Council of Canada. So if you become a pharmacy technician, just an example, that's a Canadian kind of thing, and then you can move to any province right away. But in other professions, you have to be first registered in that province and then transfer your credential to the other province.
Okay, thank you so much. And how long do you usually this takes? How long time?
The process to transfer?
Yeah. After finishing, after graduation. I mean, for this time, and how long should I work for this province?
Yeah, so it's a very subjective thing because again, the timelines change time to time. So it does take some time to get those things done. Like for nursing, if somebody does a nursing program, yes, they have to move to Alberta here because they will be doing their practicum at the later dates. And so, for example, if you start mental health, their practicum component, you will have to come to Alberta to do the practicum. Yeah, you can start online, but you cannot do the entire program online. You have to come here at a certain point, do a practicum, and then get some experience in Alberta. And then, yes, then you can start working on moving your credential if you want to go back to Ontario. And then that could be subjective, could be faster, could some people take longer, because it's very individual in nature and more case-to-case basis.
But it's for years or months?
Again, I think it's something which probably association can tell more, because it's very subjective, because they say, oh, well, we have 100 people who are trying to move. Maybe we have only 10 people moving, and their process also change year by year on yearly basis. So that's why I'm saying it's a very subjective thing, but it's possible. You can definitely, you're still in one country. You can definitely move from one profession anywhere in the country, but yes, you have to go through that process.
Okay. Thank you so much. Will not take more time. Thank you.
Okay.
We have a few questions about psychology. We don't like to disturb you. I will answer these questions myself in the end of the presentation. I went through this way myself, and I recognize it now as a clinical psychologist in Canada. It took me almost 8 months. I started this when I have been in Ukraine, almost now finally received the recognition. Okay, I will answer this question a little later. Guys, do you have some questions to sort up?
Yeah, and just to add, I would say that for psychologists, yeah, I would say mental health, addiction recovery are a good way to enter, because a lot of them, we have a lot of students who've done a degree in psychology. They enter addiction recovery, they enter mental health. So yeah, those are the viable options for people with that background.
Yes, and it will be great options, because the most important, as I see, start online. The relocation is crazy complicated in Canada. You can start online, and finally, in the end of the program, you will have enough time to relocate it. And we have one more question, with what's directly sent it to me. I can read. For practice, we have to come to any city in Alberta. The lady now based in Calgary, or just should be in Edmonton?
Yeah, so I think that is something that, you went, for example, which program you are in. So for example, you are in nursing program, then you will talk to the career center, and the career center then will work with you. If they are able to say, okay, because most of our relationship, I'll be honest, most of our relationship for practicum placement are in Edmonton, but there could be an option to see outside in Calgary, could be, but most of the places where we place ourselves are in Edmonton, mostly within our city. But again, this is something you can discuss with the center and explore, because they are, of course, there are hospitals in Calgary and in any other city. So there could be an option to do that, maybe in another city as well.
Surab, if you don't mind, can you please shortly introduce us to the program which you introduced to me in Vancouver? Do you remember when I am graduated as the nurse and going to some smaller community, what I will receive as a benefit? I think it's one of the beneficial and unique program.
Yeah. So we do have a bursary here right now, which is called Bursary for Internationally Educated Nurses. So this is mainly for those students who are in this program, which I showed you before. So let me show you that program first, and then I'll show you the bursary very quickly. So this is a unique opportunity, and thank you, Erin, for again reminding me regarding that. I totally forgot that. So this is a program which I told you before, Practical Nursing Diploma for Internationally Educated Nurses. If you are in this program and you start this program, you could apply for a bursary. So this bursary is called Bursary for Internationally Educated Nurses. So every year you can apply for it. And this bursary is through the government of Alberta, but you have to commit that you will be working in rural Alberta, which is outside of Calgary and Edmonton. And there is a possibility that you may get up to $30,000 bursary. Again, this is not guaranteed. This is that by just enrolling in that program, you are eligible to apply. Now, whether you're selected or not, it's all depend on first come, first serve, because there is limited funds in there. So whoever applies first gets it. But you can, if you didn't get into the queue for the first year, you can apply for the second year. So there is more opportunity. But this is the bursary in which if you do this program and you commit to work up to 4.5 years in rural Alberta, you could get $30,000 in bursary. And again, you have to commit that you'll be working 4.5 years in those cities. If you break that commitment, then you of course have to give that money back to the government. But this is a golden opportunity because not every government give you money to work. You're getting money, of course, to work, but on top of that, there is another money, which is $30,000. So this is on top of your salary. So you're getting $30,000. Maybe you can save this money for a down payment to buy a house later on. So not everyone get $30,000 from the government. So this is again a golden opportunity for someone who start this program, practical nursing, and then commit that they'll work in smaller cities outside of Edmonton and Calgary for 4.5 years, could get $30,000. So yes, this is again a very, very unique opportunity.
Guys, which questions you have? And the lady asking about some nanas.org. If you're asking about some organization, first of all, let us introduce it. What is this organization? Surab, do you know what is mean nanas.org?
Nanas.org? No. I think
no,
if you
too.
can, yes, if you can give me more context, I could probably look for it and then maybe can answer your question.
Evaluation of nurses. Evaluation of nurses.
Of nurses. Okay. Yeah, but we have here in Alberta because so in Alberta or in Canada in general, nursing is a provincial designation. So anyone who studies with us, they will be going through the evaluation of the nurses through our Alberta system, which is called College of Licensed Practical Nurses of Alberta. And you can go and find more information on their website. I can type probably here in the chat that this is the link. You can go on their website. So these are the association which evaluates LPNs in Alberta. So once you complete our program, you'll be writing an exam through them, and then you'll become a licensed practical nurse.
Okay, what else? Just would like to emphasize, guys, if you are thinking about to start your program, start your education, don't wait anything, because the places in college will finish very soon, specifically if you are talking about health spheres, because this is the job in demand. And usually if you are checking, let's say, colleges in Ontario, most of the colleges, specifically in Toronto, even never accepted international student. They just give the spot for domestic students. Here we have not just the spot for international student as for with domestic tuition, but we have special program for international educated nurses. And we don't have a such big number of this program across Canada. From my experience, I know just 5. I don't think that it is more than 5 across the Canada, specifically for international educated nurses, which give you the possibility to transfer to the workplace more easily. And we have questions about dental assistant. Do we have anything?
No, we do not have anything in dental assistant right now. Dental assistant is more a seasonal job here in Alberta. So yes, so that's why it goes up in certain time and goes down. So no, we do not have that. Right now, as I mentioned, we are mostly focusing on nurses because of the shortage, healthcare aides, pharmacists, a pharmacy technician, and therapist. Could be occupational therapist, physiotherapist, recreation therapist, mental health practitioner, addiction recovery practitioner. So those are most programs which are in high demand. And we have seen many, I think someone was asking that they are doctor. I've seen many people who are a doctor who enter nursing profession, do that 2-year program, get into nursing, get into the hospital, And also at the same time, they're also preparing for their exam, because to become a doctor, you have to write a lot of exams. You're prepared through that. And that's also a long process. And at the same time, as a nurse, they're getting hands-on experience in a hospital. So that could be also a good way to enter health field.
And I have a direct question about the ESL. If someone don't have IELTS, which is enough, and just don't have an exam as well, but feel themselves that is not enough, how we can recognize the level? In this case, if you're coming to us, guys, we will give you the free code for Duolingo. Anyway, you should identify your level of language, which certificate you have. If you study in some settlement agency now for free, anyway, you have some certificate there. And we need to understand this point for how long your ESL classes will take. This is important. Should be at least Duolingo to recognize the level of your language, that it can be as a required document to be accepted for ESL or to the pathway program, academical pathway program.
Can I ask a question? If we already passed, finished the ESL classes, like nine course, could we give the certificate that we did it, like, or we still need to pass IELTS?
Yeah, so so for us, I think there are two ways to meet the requirement. One is that if you've done our ESL course, then you don't have to give us any exam results. But if you've not done our ESL course, you've done it from a settlement agencies or outside, then yes, you have to give a standardized test exam like IELTS,
No,
TOEFL or Duolingo. Yeah.
IELTS, but in another province, like in a college, there were half a year of studying and 9 courses. So
yeah. So I think still, yeah, no, we do not, because I think every college, I know this is something a little bit different here in Canada. Like, for example, if you studied in a college in Toronto and you did 9 level of ESL courses and you say, okay, I passed those, will you accept those? Yeah, the answer is no. And that goes both ways. If you do 9 courses with us and if you ask the same question to a college in Toronto, they'll say no. So if you do any ESL course in any college, that college will only accept it. But the other colleges do not accept it because they don't know the quality sometime of ESL, how it's done, how it's taught. And we do not have those kind of, I would say, transferability of ESL courses. That's why most of the colleges will ask to either do their own ESL or write a standardized test like Duolingo, IELTS, or TOEFL. It's always better to do IELTS and TOEFL because then you are accepted in all programs. In Duolingo, right now, we have only limitation in 2 programs. We do not accept Duolingo in nursing and pharmacy, but all other programs, we accept Duolingo.
And also, I would like to add that the ESL program depends on the college, will be different. And one college will have 9 levels, one college can have 20 levels. And
Yes.
they call this differently. They can change levels each 2 weeks, or they can change level twice per semester. This is depends of the program, depends of the curriculum. And this is a unique, can be also, if the students going through the private schools, let's say ILAC. Are you working with, by the way, you are working with ILAC?
No, not right now,
Okay.
but we are in discussion to partner with them.
Okay, great. That I will briefly introduce ILAC. ILAC one of the biggest language school across Canada, and the certificate, if you pass the pathway program through ILAC, the certificate from ILAC school will be recognized. I would like to say now maybe 70% of public institutions across Canada. And it will also, you don't need to pass IELTS or TOEFL or any other, but not nursing and not pharmacy. In this case, even they are partners with Thomson Rivers, with KPU, with other institutions. For the nursing, anyway, they require IELTS. And this is not just requirements from the institution. This is requirement later on from the association when they go in to pass the exam for license. This requirements from the association. They should demonstrate the IELTS, and they should demonstrate this from the beginning. Єс, пані Марина. Пані Марина, будь ласка.
Чути мене?
Так.
I have a question. Yeah. Sorry, I joined a little bit later. But I've heard you mentioning the mental health professionals, specifically the addiction professionals. So I'm just checking on the website of NorQuest College right now, and I see you have the program from the mental health recovery practitioners. Maybe just a little bit on who is eligible for such program. For example, people who are qualified as a psychologist in different countries. If that's a right pathway to look into, and what are the requirements to be accepted, what we need, what kind of education we need, and what are the prospects moving forward.
Okay. No, I can. Yeah, sure. I can definitely. Thank you, Marina, for asking that question. So yes, you're right. We offer two programs. One is mental health recovery practitioner, which we offer in winter. So which is winter 2024 right now. And then addiction recovery practitioner we offered in fall intake every year. So the next intake is going to be fall 2024 because fall 2023 is almost full. And the main people who can apply for this program, it's a post-diploma programs. So only students with degree and diploma can apply. And students who have degree and diploma in psychology. So yes, as you mentioned, psychologists, yes, they can apply. They are the best candidate for this program. Psychologists, sociologists, social workers, even health professional people also go in this. And once you graduate from a program in the mental health, then you will be entering and working in the field of mental health and concurrent disorders, like could be any kind of disorder, mental health, I mean to say. So that's the main field that you'll be working. There are practicums. You'll be getting 120 hours of work experience through the practicum in mental health field. And there's 15 hours of community support learning, also in which you'll be going into the organization and you will be working. And then, if you Google, there is something called mental health worker. So that is kind of the designation or occupation you will be working. And there are jobs as mental health workers here in Alberta. There are a lot of jobs available. And I was mentioning before a little bit about the occupation profile that, we do have, a lot of jobs in this field. Right now, this is considered one of the, high demand occupation. Now, going to the addiction recovery program, which is a second program, that program, again, same pretty much requirement. You must have a degree or diploma, and then you could be psychologist, sociologist, and all that. And in mental health and addiction recovery, we accept Duolingo. So if you have a Duolingo score of 115, you can go directly into the program. But if you have a Duolingo score of 85, 95, or 105, then you have to do some ESL courses before you go into the program. This program, again, in addiction recovery, you'll be working as addictional practitioner. Right now, I'm looking at the job market outlook. Addiction recovery have a little bit higher, I would say, salary and a little bit higher demand than mental health, but they're catching up. They pretty much complement each other. So just to give you an idea, like an addiction recovery practitioner is making on an average $60,000 per year. Mental health person are making anywhere between $40,000 to $45,000 in a year. And they're both really high demand programs. And again, and most of these, you will be working in rehab centers or senior homes where there are mostly elderly people.
And what will be duties?
Oh, sorry.
Duties. Like what those
Duties.
Oh, duties.
Yeah,
duties. Duties. So,
duties.
yeah. So if you go, I would say if you go on there is a website called ALIS. Let me share the link here, and then you can find it. So mainly, I think what we go is by occupational profile. So if you Google mental health worker, and you will be able to find more information about that occupation, like mental health worker, like what kind of occupation, what kind of jobs. And in that occupation profile, you'll see the job duties also. So I'm just posting the link in the chat. of mental health worker. And same thing if you go into the addiction recovery practitioner, you can look at our, again, the profile, and then you can see exactly, what kind of jobs that we have in there. Just give me 1 second. I'm just going to post the addiction recovery as well.
And I would like to add that this page in your college is very, very useful, specifically, for high school students, and they would like to understand in advance which kind of profession they are going to get, to understand the salary, how many position is opened, how many is hiring, and what is the benefits, and what is the career possibility later on. Not all colleges have such deep information about the future career.
No, we have it all on our website, and you can definitely go on this specific link, which is coming from the Alberta labor market, and you can see the outlook of the occupation, what is the average salary, how many people are working in this occupation, what is the outlook. And for addiction recovery, you'll see the link again. So I have the addiction counselor. You'll see here the link. So when you click on those both links, it will take you to that website, and you will see exactly what is the salary, what is the demand, how many people are employed, how many new positions. So pretty much, and duties are also there. So you can see under the duties, there's a duty column, and you can see their interest and all that. So it's a very detailed information there.
What I would like to add, that usually I also recommend that Indeed, if they would like to understand the position specifically in Alberta, this is one thing, and this sources will be very useful. But if you'd like to understand some profession across Canada, even across states, you can go to Indeed, and you just put the occupation, and you will see the all duties, and you will see the how many position is opened, and you can see the salary and all other stuff. It's very, very useful. Just encourage you guys to analyze deeper your next step. What will be your next step?
Thank you so much for such a good answer. I just want to clarify, because when I'm looking at the college website, specifically the mental health recovery practitioner program, it specifies under academic requirements that one needs to have active licensure in Canada with the Health or Human Service governing body. So I just want to clarify, is this prerequisite, or one can enter the program without yet being registered with the licensing body?
Yeah, so it's an or. So you will see post-secondary diploma degree in health or active licensure. So it's an or, it's not an and.
Okay, thanks.
One of these options is working in your case.
Yes, one of the option works, yes. Because some people are active licensure, but they don't have a degree or diploma. So it could go both ways, yes.
Also, Surab, if you don't mind, I will ask in admissions before, if someone have a pedagogical education and they have a, let's say, education counseling or something like that, they can be also accepted to this program. Depends on which kind of pedagogic they have.
Yeah, we do have another program also, which is called educational assistant. So that is also another program, which if somebody wants to work in our school system, it's a very high demand profession. So that person, if they want to go into teaching, we have a program called educational assistant. So they can work from kindergarten to grade 12 under a teacher, helping them as an educational assistant. So that could be other profession. But yes, I would say educational counseling, yeah, could be, but I have to check. I have to check whether they'll accept it. But we do have educational assistant as another program which we could accept students in.
Okay, great. Guys, do you have any other questions? Because we already take 1.5 hours from Surab. Thank you so much.
No, it's okay. And we want to make sure everybody's questions are answered.
Yes.
But yeah,
And
I would say
program and pharmacy technician programs.
Yeah. Sorry. What about pharmacy technician?
Yeah, do you have a pharmacy technician programs if you have what requirements? And
what requirements?
research.
Yes.
Yes, and research programs.
Yeah, so I think most of our programs are what we call is practical programs and specialized programs. We do not have a lot of research programs. Mostly research programs are in university. Whereas community colleges and polytechnics, we have what we call specialized program, which means those programs which leads to designations, which leads to an association. So you become a specialist in a field. But if you want to become a researcher, then you have to probably go a PhD, you have to do a master's, and that mostly is available in a university. But again, coming to the pharmacy technician program, it's a very high demand program as well. And this program is a 2-year diploma program, and we offer this program only in fall intake. And in this, again, we mainly look at your high school marks, and we are mainly looking at, that you have done courses like Ukrainian, English, maths, biology, and chemistry. And also a student has to write an online arithmetic exam. It's called arithmetic assessment exam. And that is something that student has to write. I'll probably share my screen and show you the requirement. So it's easy when it's more visual. So this is the admission requirement for pharmacy technician. So this is the English, you can see language arts, which is English, Ukrainian, maths, biology, chemistry. And again, and you have to write an exam for arithmetic assessment exam. And once you pass it, then you are good. And we need English language. Again, we do not accept Duolingo in pharmacy. As I mentioned, pharmacy and nursing, we do not. But only in practical nursing for internationally educated nursing, we accept Duolingo 110. But still, student has to do one term of ESL courses. But here you can see we need IELTS score of 6.5 with no one less than 6, or a TOEFL score. And it's a 2-year program. And there are a lot of practicums and all that the students have to do. And this program is accredited by the Pharmacy Council of Canada.
And we also can apply for this program as a domestic student?
Yes, yeah, you can apply. Right now, the only thing, as I mentioned, because this program only is offered in fall, the college is still deciding on it, that we can offer domestic tuition fee in the coming fall, which is fall 2024. And our application will open on the 1st of October. So I will update Rena here, and she'll post it on her social media page. We are still discussing. So if you pay domestic tuition fee, it's going to be roughly around 18,000 for the full program. But again, you pay semester by semester only. You don't have to pay that whole amount. And then again, the occupation here, you can see if you go here, you can find same way, the occupation profile of pharmacy technician, and you can get more information about that. So this again is accredited by Canadian Council of Pharmacy Programs and all that. So it's all information is here. And this is where you'll find the occupational profile of pharmacy technicians. So all those pharmacy technician job profile is here pretty much. So you can find here, what is the salary, 60,000 on average, these many people employed, these many new positions. So pretty much all these information is here.
And you compare with the nursing program as well, because
Thank you.
Both the program is same competitive and the same in demand. But as you can see, the salary and rate of your education and all other component can be played their role. How you can choose the program. Yes, guys, do you have any other questions? If you have any questions, please check our social media. We will talk about other programs as well, about the business, about technologies, and about some social science. Stay connected with us, and we will be more than happy to serve the Ukrainian community. And if you don't mind, I will tell you thank you so much. And I will tell guys about the psychology, about the, how they go through the accreditation program. They don't need to pass the exam, but they have some special requirements from the association, different association in different provinces. I will share also my screen. Let me check. And I will transfer to Ukrainian. And thank you so much for your assistance. It's pleasure working with NorQuest College always.
Yeah, no. Thank you. Thank you very much. And I'll say bye to everyone. But yeah, I would say anyone who is in Ontario should move to Alberta. There's a lot of benefits of here. So, okay,
Yes.
take care. Okay, bye. Bye.
Thank you so much. Bye. Добре, шановні друзі, зараз хвилиночку підгружається комп'ютер, бо я працюю на двох екранах. Я трошки дуже коротко зупинюсь на психології, тому що ми будемо робити окремий вебінар з цього приводу. Секунду, грузиться комп'ютер. Ми будемо робити окремий вебінар з цього приводу і розказувати, як психологам можна так само створити свою власну практику, які варіанти кар'єри ви можете тут мати. Якщо ви звернули увагу, то дві програми, які ми маємо тут у коледжі, залежності і ментальне здоров'я, вони дадуть вам можливість, це програми нижчі за рівнем, ніж рівень бакалавра, це програми постдипломні, на них канадійці заходять, якщо вони мають двохрічну освіту, їм цього буде достатньо, а більшість з наших людей вже мають не просто бакалавра, мають ще й магістра з психології. То якщо ми говоримо тільки з огляду того, що який це рівень програми, то це трошки крок вниз. Але розглядайте це не так. Розглядайте це, що ви, перше, вивчите дійсно, як працюють залежностями в Канаді. Подивитися, як роблять асесмент, що є дуже важливим. І для себе зрозумієте, які у них нормативні акти. А вже ж вивчите лексику, тому що без лексики психології нікуди. Я так само пройшла цей шлях і можу поділитися власним досвідом. По-перше, як співробітник освітньої компанії, я дуже багато речей прям роблю на собі, як такий експериментальний кролик. Тому я маю PhD з України у психології, і амбіція є туди далі йти, рухатися саме на PhD. Але починати, з чого починати? Починати найкраще, якщо ви розумієте, в якій провінції ви хочете залишитися. В Канаді психологія, психотерапія. Психологія – це у них counseling і терапія. Якщо ми говоримо, ви хочете виписувати рецепти, ви хочете ставити якісь більш такі жорсткі діагнози, то це clinical psychology. Є clinical counseling і clinical psychology. Це різні рівні, різні асоціації. Але воно один за одним іде, як один з одного виходить. Тому для того, щоб стати канцелинг і займатися терапією, це те саме, що роблять у нас вдома психологи, ми розмовляємо і вирішуємо якісь ментальні завдання. Вирішили, в якій ви провінції. Спочатку подали документи про свою освіту, має бути підтвердження через ВЕС або через будь-яку іншу організацію, яку ви побачили у них на сайті. У них там є 3 організації, вже не пам'ятаю їх на пам'ять, але з того, що на сьогодні рекомендую більшості українців, це ВЕС. По-перше, ВЕС зараз дає безкоштовну евалюацію для українців, тому скористайтеся цією унікальною можливістю. Зробили ВЕС і запросили своїх викладачів в університеті. Найчастіше звертаються просто до секретаря завкафедрою або секретаря університету, тому що ваш диплом з печатками, з перекладом відповідно до їх вимог має надійти з офіційної електронної пошти університету. І скористайтеся для початку реєстрацією і отримайте мембершип у Всеканадської асоціації. Я зараз буду показувати сайти і покладу їх в чат. Потім, в залежності від того, в якій ви провінції знаходитесь, зареєструвались там, отримали мембершип, заплатили за нього ж відповідно, і отримали letter of good standing. Це значить, що вони прийняли ваш диплом, прийняли ваші документи, і з академічного боку ви стали як членом асоціації. Це ще не дає вам можливість практикувати. Для чого вам цей лист потрібен? Для того, що коли ви підете в провінціальну асоціацію, в залежності від того, де ви знаходитесь. Я раджу це робити в усіх провінціях Канади. Я контактувала і робила це для себе у всіх провінціях. Найшвидше працює, до речі, Британська Колумбія і Альберта. Найдовше з мого власного досвіду і з досвіду тих клієнтів, кого ми ведемо. Найдовше зараз працює Саскачеван. Досить гарно відповідає Онтарійська асоціація, досить гарно відповідає Нова Скошія, Ньюфаундленд. В Юконі не було в нас нікого, хто подавався, і в них немає асоціації, вони будуть приймати всеканадську реєстрацію. І що вам потрібно? Далі, іспит з англійської мови. Потрібно показати, що ви володієте англійською мовою. І потім зв'язатися зі своїми керівниками диплому і заповнити форму про супервізію. Це значить, що вони дійсно можуть підтвердити, що ви працювали психологом і які навички ви отримали. В залежності від провінції, у більшості провінцій це стандартні форми. Стандартна форма, потрібно дати відповіді на питання. Робить це зазвичай ваш викладач, а вже ж він не говорить англійською. Він заповнює форми на українській мові. Ви шукаєте ліцензованих перекладачів або можете скористатися нашими послугами. Ми робимо всю цю процедуру. Перекладається, завіряється печатком і подається їм 2 екземпляри. Якщо викладач дуже в рідких випадках говорить англійською мовою, в нього є 2 дипломи. В нього є диплом лінгвістичний, тоді він має право писати англійською мовою, і є диплом, він там master degree чи PhD у вас в університеті. Коли ви робите супервізію, зв'язуєтесь з супервізором своїм. Це не може бути людина з ступенем магістра, ні. Це має бути або кандидат, або доктор наук. Не може бути нижчого ступеню. Супервізію роблять тільки люди з науковими ступенями. Таких супервізій маєте надати 2, в залежності від провінції, кількість годин. Від 200 годин до 450 годин. В залежності від провінції. Не буду зараз зупинятися, буду про це детально говорити на вебінарі. Це другий крок, дуже важливий. У вас є evaluation, у вас є супервізія, у вас є англійська мова, і далі йде співбесіда. У кожній провінції вони різні. Співбесіди ви проходите перед комісіями. Це не іспит, вони просто хочуть зрозуміти, яку ви спеціалізацію далі берете. Якщо вам потрібно щось порадити, співбесіда, дуже, як на мене, не всі провінції проводять співбесіду, до речі. Деякі провінції беруть на вибір. Тому тут зовсім нормальний людський фактор, вони розмовляють як з рівним з вами, і це не інтерв'ю якесь, ні, це нормальна допомога вам з тим, щоб ви вийшли адекватно на ринок. Якщо ви подивитеся кількість вакансій, clinical psychology, то ви просто здивуєтеся. На сьогодні більше 12 тисяч clinician потрібно Канаді, тому що це в тому самому розділі healthcare. Стартова заробітна плата, десь від $45 на годину. Від 45 до, коли ви вже отримаєте реєстрацію повністю в асоціації, на це сходить, в мене десь зійшло 6 місяців, тому що я почала з асоціації канадської, це десь 2 місяці там в мене зійшло, і потім уже безпосередньо в Британській Колумбії, в Альберті. В інших провінціях я ще тільки закінчую, тому що там трошки довші процедури, довше вони відповідають, довше розглядають документи. Взагалі, ось ця швидкість того, як ви зайдете в професію, буде тільки від вас залежати. І в цьому контексті я б хотіла вам порадити. Чітко визначіться для себе, чого ви хочете, що буде вашим наступним кроком. Стратегічно для себе це зрозумійте, куди ви йдете і де ви хочете бути за 5 років. Коли я визначаюся для себе або працюю з клієнтами, мені хочеться зрозуміти, чого ви хочете за 5 років. І тоді ми розуміємо, звідки ми почнемо. Якщо ви хочете потім, щоб ваша робота була flexible, ви могли працювати ремонт, де знаходитися в будь-якій країні світу, повернутися в Україну, але при цьому мати канадські доходи, одразу маємо це визначити. І тоді розуміємо, що ні, це не буде practical nurse, бо ви не зможете це повернути потім в роботу онлайн. Ага, що це може бути? Це може бути телемедицина, а це може бути clinical counseling, clinical psychology, тому що ви можете працювати ремонт. Зайдіть на Indeed і подивіться, скільки позицій саме в ремонт відкриті в цьому. Якщо ви мали ступінь доктора, ви так само можете іти за цим фахом. Якщо ви були сімейним лікарем, ви були фізіотерапевтом, ви можете йти за цим фахом. Ви можете, єдине, що у вас не буде повного переліку предметів, і в такому випадку вам потрібно буде добрати деякі предмети чи деякі курси. Наприклад, протягом цих 6 місяців я добрала 8 курсів. У нас є клієнти, які добрали тільки 3 курси. Є клієнти, хто добирав 12 курсів, бо вони були лікарями. Деякі курси ми знайшли для них безкоштовно, деякі платні. Це вже залежить від того, наскільки ви вмієте користуватися взагалі і ставити питання. Тому що шукати курси, якщо людина не дотична до освіти, це трошки різні речі. Тому уважно зрозумійте, куди ви йдете. іспитів, як іспитів, наприклад, в медицині, коли ви хочете стати доктором, там є practical exam і є теоретичний екзем. Немає в психології взагалі. Ні. Єдиний іспит, який ви 100% здаєте, це англійська мова. І не бійтеся заходити в професію зразу. Просто подавайтеся на позиції трошки менші. Ну, не беріть clinical psychology, беріть що-небудь там, наприклад, assistant for clinician або ще щось, але будьте в професії. Це дасть вам розуміння ринку всередині і дасть вам розуміння майбутньої спеціалізації, якою ви хочете взяти. Якщо ви вже зайшли в професію, супер, тоді більша кількість компаній, урядових особливо компаній, вони допомагають вам кар'єрно зростати, і вони вже далі платять за вашу освіту, дають вам час на освіту і все таке інше. Цей шлях так само проходжу. Ну, по-перше, для чистоти експерименту, і, по-друге, для того, щоб надихати всіх інших. Будь ласка, виключіть ваш мікрофон, пані Олена. Дуже дякую. Тому, якщо є якісь питання до психології, дивіться, ми будемо робити окремий вебінар, і геть прям детально все там розкажемо. Але в першу чергу, пам'ятайте, потрібна англійська. Англійську не покладайтеся на сетлемент, беріть академічну англійську, або в коледжах, як хтось тут в аудиторії вже казав про це, або беріть ILAC. Коли ми говоримо про те, що ви хочете академічну англійську, ми так само з Сурабом згадували про цю школу. Як ви бачите, цей коледж так само скоро доєднається. Пані Анжеліна, буде в мене в соцмережах, слідкуйте, підпишіться на наш телеграм-канал, не пам'ятаю, я маю кожного тижня по 2-3 вебінари, всі вебінари безкоштовні. Зараз, хвилиночку, я покладу вам. Ви ж якимсь чином про нас дізналися? Де ви про нас дізналися сьогодні? Зараз, хвилинку, я покладу вам наші контакти.
Мені просто скинули вас. Ну, просто скинули, сказали, що знайомі казали, ой, ми знайшли вебінар. Кажу, супер. Я навіть не знаю, з якої продукції скинули.
Зараз, хвилинку, я покладу вам наші соціальні мережі і покладу вам посилання на наші канали. Будь ласочка, доєднуйтесь. Ми маємо компанію і в Україні, і в Канаді. Працюємо на ринку більше 25 років. І для мене, коли я зараз бачу... Так, будь ласка.
Як спеціалістам, чи можливо якось така професійна підтримка навіть від вашої компанії, пошуках?
Так, це наша робота. Да, повністю, коли ви приходите до нас і ви хочете разом з нами прийти в якусь кар'єру, ми з вами будуємо цей кар'єрний план. Весь рух, який ми робимо, якщо кудись ми йдемо, це має бути рух, який має якусь певну ціль. Якщо ви розумієте, куди ви йдете, ви 100% туди прийдете. Якщо це якийсь броуновський рух, він ні до чого взагалі. Якщо ви приходите до нас, що ми робимо? Перше, я б сказала так, це називається профорієнтація. Визначаємо з вами, що потрібно, куди ми йдемо. Що потрібно додати до вашої кар'єри, чи що потрібно, можливо, якісь курси додаткові нам взяти, щоб ми могли реалізуватися за фахом. Не бійтеся цього. Більшість курсів будуть короткі. Якщо ми говоримо, що ви хочете взагалі піти в інший напрямок, наприклад, ви були там, не знаю, економістом і розумієте, що законодавча база, економіка, ну, взагалі воно не ваше. І ви хочете в іншу сферу. Не бійтесь, починаємо просто спочатку, і немає в цьому, ну, взагалі нічого, немає в цьому страшного. Так само обираємо, намагаємося обрати програми, які найшвидше приведуть вас на ринок праці. Все на цьому. Завжди є варіанти. Завжди. Має бути план, і ви за ним йдете. І кожного кроку ми поряд з вами, ми розуміємо, куди ви йдете, що ви робите, на якому етапі вам які сертифікати потрібні. І ми будуємо не тільки сам план, а ми будуємо його з таким таймінгом. У вас є шедул. В цьому місяці ви робите це, в цьому місяці робите це. Окрім того, дуже багато benefits, якщо ви подивитеся інформацію по навчальним закладам, які дають знижки. Ну, загугліть і знайдіть цей список. Не існує його. Тому що більшість цих програм, ми співпрацюємо з ними більше 20 років. Навіщо їм аплікаційні форми, які будуть виносити їм мізки? Їм краще працювати з представником, який підготував документи, переклав так, як вони вимагають, надав всі аплікаційні форми і все на цьому. Тому вони нас повідомляють першими, тому вони роблять якісь речі, деякі речі ми просто випрошуємо, кажемо, будь ласочка, дайте ще оце, а дайте ще оце. Онлайн-освіту на сьогодні, щоб ви розуміли, дали тільки декілька навчальних закладів. Маємо 10 університетів, які дали domestic tuition, тільки декілька дають онлайн. Не можемо випросити. Є університети, супер, там більше 200 програм, суперські програми, ні в кого таких немає. Тільки інпесом. І ви маєте переїжджати. Тому приймайте для себе рішення, хочете співпрацювати, будь ласка, welcome. Достатньо вам наших інформаційних вебінарів, просто будьте успішними. Слідкуйте за нашими соціальними мережами, все там викладаємо все заздалегідь. Розклад на серпень ми поклали ще на початку серпня, все це заплановано. Розклад на вересень з'явиться буквально там за декілька днів. Тож, будь ласка, читайте розклади, приймайте участь у різних наших заходах і будьте успішними. Якщо потрібна професійна допомога, будь ласка, я поклала наші контакти, всі ви можете з нами зв'язатися, і ми раді стати корисними.